Yeah, good news and bad news. More bad news at this hour than good news. Yeah, the Chargers are 2-0, and the Rams won a preseason game. The Rashawn Slater situation, devastating. Lose the left tackle. Sports medicine people I canvassed told me 10 to 12-month rehab. Not a full guarantee this guy comes back to be what he was before. There's a Players Association survey that shows 79% of the guys that have had ruptured patella tendons don't return to the level of play they were at before. There's atrophy, there's loss of strength. So he's got a real challenge ahead of him. Mekhi Becton is not part of practice. Jim Harbaugh is refusing. I wish there was a little bit more transparency and honesty from the Chargers. Coach is refusing to talk about what's wrong with Becton. Becton, the big right guard making all this money, had been with the Eagles last year and stayed healthy most of the year. Prior to that, had a ton of injury problems while with the New York Jets. They're also not talking about Najee Harris. Now, there's a second insinuation. I thought, and I had mentioned this on the podcast, my biggest concern, because he got hit in the eye with his fireworks display. My biggest concern was maybe he had a fractured orbital bone, which is why he could not practice. Now they're saying that there are pictures out there of him and his eyelids closed, that he's lost muscular control of the eyelid, and you can't play football if you can't have your eyes open.
That's weird.
So he's doing is walking. He's not doing no jogging. He's doing no football-related stuff whatsoever. But the Harbaugh refuses to enunciate. I'm not a doctor. No, you're not. I understand that. But you know what the doctors have told you about the extent of the injury. Why can't you be honest to talk about the specifics of what's happened to Najee Harris? So that's concern to me. Restructuring offensive line beginning tomorrow when I go back to practice. Joe Alt goes to left tackle. They just signed a journeyman left tackle, David Sharp, who used to be in Baltimore with the Ravens, hasn't played in 2 years. At this point, if you lose a lineman, it's tough to go find a replacement. There's nobody out there on the street. David Sharp has not played in the NFL since 2023. Pretty impressive performance by the Charger kids. Lopsided game against what I think is a really bad New Orleans Saints team. Defense had 5 sacks. Defense had 3 takeaways. Trey Lance didn't throw the ball well, but he did scramble move the pocket a lot. Probably deserves a chance to play in the 3rd and 4th preseason games just to see if maybe he'd be more explosive and dangerous. But he's not very consistent. So maybe Taylor Heinicke keeps the job only because he's a trusted veteran, although he's not making very many plays in preseason. They got 2 more kids I think they've really uncovered. This kid out of Division II Ferris State, linebacker, he's everywhere. Caleb Murphy.
Yeah,
he had 2 sacks, a forced fumble. He was everywhere at linebacker. And a young cornerback by the name of Eric Rogers, a pick 6, had 2 interceptions and a pass deflection in the win against New Orleans. So there's a bunch of things here with the Chargers that really scare me. This Harbaugh handling of the injury information really disappoints me. And in terms of the Rams, now they got another problem. And now it's time to say, you got to be concerned. Matthew Stafford threw 60 passes on Saturday morning at the Rams facility. Sean McVay said he threw every type of pass that was in the playbook. Soft toss, outs, slants, deep stuff, move the pocket, etc. Had no problems. Back problems resurfaced. Could not practice today. Went into a hyperbaric oxygen chamber. He, of course, has already had the epidural injections. He's been on a doctor's treatment, stretching, etc. All of a sudden, now we're in the 4th week, and he's not practicing at all. So they haven't detailed any further thing, but now they're on the clock with 2 exhibition games left. There's a big issue here about how significant is this? And he got through Saturday's workout with no issue. All of a sudden, now he can't throw a football again. It's like it's come back again. So I'm really concerned about that. And in terms of the Rams, they beat the holy hell out of the Cowboys, ran the football well. I think they found themselves another receiver kid by the name of Xavier Smith. Had 3 catches for 55. They're deep at receiver, but this guy's a big, rangy guy. He had a good camp last year, and then he got hurt. So that's where they are after they trashed the Dallas Cowboys. Stetson Bennett looks so different. He had injury problems as a rookie. He's the quarterback out of Georgia, a mental health issue. he looks so different. Threw for 188 yards, 4 scoring drives. So maybe he's going to push Garoppolo for playing time. If he gets, he's going to get 2 more opportunities to play, but he looks very different in terms of composure and confidence, etc. You want to comment on the Chargers? You want to comment on the Rams? The floor belongs to you, and don't throw an incompletion.
Yeah, well, imagine if you're like the Chargers coaching staff, because you're making decisions on who's going to make this team, who's going to survive the next cut. And I'm sure they're looking at things differently than we're looking at them, on television, because you're saying like, Trey Lance is inconsistent as quarterback, but he's throwing to a bunch of dudes that are like probably not going to make the team, or maybe you're only going to be on the developmental squad. So it's tricky on, I think, how you judge some of these guys in the preseason environment that they're playing in.
But you're going to have guys running open. You got to hit the pass. Or you have to make decisions in your progressions. Don't throw it into coverage you can't complete it in. He hasn't been consistent doing that. But they got 2 more preseason games. We'll just see. But his athleticism, his ability to move the pocket and create on the run, that's different than anything they've had at backup quarterback in a while.
Yeah, it's good to have like a different dimension when you bring in a backup. As far as the Rams go, I mean, this Stafford thing has got to be concerning. But, over the weekend, Rams fans were saying, it's going to be fine. He's one of the toughest quarterbacks in the league. Nothing to worry about here. But now you're saying he's going to like one of these
oxygen chambers.
So it's like a boy in a bubble kind of thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. So what does that do? I mean, it fills you with oxygen? Does it relax the back muscles, or?
Supposedly, yeah, it helps you in the healing process. That doesn't help him if he's not practicing at all. I mean, he's not been in pads once. And it was odd because he went through all the OTAs and went to Maui when they took the team there for the mini camps. He had no problems at all. He held a private passing consortium with Devontae Adams and Nakua, the tight ends, etc. He had no problems. All of a sudden, this surfaces.
Well, that's how back injuries usually are, right? I mean, you just make one weird move and then suddenly you're down for the count.
I'll sign that memo.
Yeah, so I'm sure he's probably going through some of it. I mean, as a professional athlete, think about how much torque is on your muscles, on your skeleton system. I mean, so yeah, I'm feeling it for him as I've been in that spot.
And think about, he's going to get hit.
And he's getting the best, health care. He's got therapists trying to work all those knots out. But I don't know how to fix that.
So Jimmy Garoppolo might be your starter come opening day. I mean, I was hoping we'd find out this morning at practice that he went through the first walkthrough and did whatever he would do, and they'd progressively move him up. He's not there. He was on the field, and then he never got dressed. Well, on the field, went to this athletic center training bubble, if you will.
Now, one question I have, let's go back to the Chargers for a minute. Najee Harris, you say, the situation sounds pretty difficult. I mean, he's losing control of the muscles around his eye. Let's hypothetically say that he has to retire. I mean, it'd be an awful thing. He have to step down, obviously be a blow to the Chargers roster, but contractually, how do they work that out? Because the Chargers must have some sort of an insurance policy for this sort of thing.
Yeah, there's probably some injury protection, but this was a non-football issue. And that's where it gets really dicey, because a lot of that stuff, this happened away from football. We're voiding your contract because you did something away from football. It was not that you were injured in practice or got hurt in a game, which would guarantee everything. So we'll see where that goes. But the fact that they're not being transparent at all, I just don't buy the reaction by Harbaugh. I think he's got a responsibility. And telling the media whatever the specifics of the eye injury, that's not going to impact his ability to heal quicker, heal slower, etc. He'll be ready to play when he's healed and ready to play. But why is there not information about the specifics of the injury? This is a pretty significant thing.
Yeah, I mean, it is a significant thing. So, I mean, I just think about like a lot of guys. I mean, they get injured, get poked in the eye, all kinds. I remember LT always had that face guard to prevent from that. But what he did, what Najee Harris did, I mean, I wasn't there, but it's kind of dumb, playing with fireworks. So I think if the Chargers wanted to legally have an out on this contract, they might have it.
Oh, I think they do. It's a non-football injury.
Yeah, and especially for doing something that's stupid.
So that's where we are there. Our Chargers, Rams fans, you're concerned about the Bolts, what you saw, what you liked, what concerns you. Rams fan, give me a reaction to the Stafford situation. I'm really worried about that. And he's such a leader. He's such a warrior. He's such a good guy. To have this setback the way it is right now, not good. We're not done. Next topic